Hello Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. These are your messages for November. The very first card that we have coming up for you. What's going on, Aquarius? We have the Four of Cups coming up. So the Four of Cups may start of November feeling kind of stuck. This is that kind of energy of, it's sometimes like apathy. It's feeling stuck, can be feeling bored sometimes as well. It's that sense of, oh my God, is this all there is? It's that. You may have three options, you may have three problems, you may have something that's going on and you're looking at it and it just seems like more of the same. It isn't. There's more coming in. Look, we have, oh gosh, we'll have a look at it on the side. It's a bit clearer there, but we have a fourth cup that's coming in here. And this is that special magical cup. Now, cups represent emotions, right? And I always see that cup that's coming in as the Ace of Cups. So this is very much about, a new beginning. There is a new beginning coming in, a new emotional beginning. You may be tired of waiting for it. Come on, I understand that very well. But this is just when you're stuck. You don't really know what's going on. It can be kind of like a lethargic, very bored energy. There's not a lot going on. Same old, right? We'll see how this plays out in the rest of your reading. We have coming up, this is what made me think, you might be waiting for something because you have the Three of Wands coming up here at the heart of your reading. Now, the Three of Wands, it's a card of waiting for your ships to come in. But this is when you know what you're expecting. This can be when we've been manifesting. We may have started a new project. We've started something. We've put out our energy into the world. We're waiting for the returns for that. Now, Three of Wands, Three Cups here. And, there's no excitement. There's nothing happening. There's a real sense of waiting, especially with these two cards coming up. Now, you might be waiting on someone. You might be just waiting in general that, I've been doing the work. I've been saying the affirmations. I've been doing the visualizations. I've been putting in the hours at work. I've been plugging away at this relationship. Nothing's happening. That's never a good place for Aquarius to be. I understand that. That's when we start getting creative on how we can get things to come. But here we have the Ace of Swords coming up as a past energy. Now, the Ace of Swords is a past energy. This speaks of there has been this new beginning in one sense. You've come up with a new way of thinking. You maybe have a new belief system now. And this always represents a new cycle. So aces are always the potential for new beginnings. And I'm going to kind of hazard a guess that if it's coming up as a past energy, you took that potential for a new beginning. Swords represent our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas, and how we communicate them. So this is communicating your truth, communicating your new ideas. Maybe someone else revealed some truth to you, but that kick-started this new cycle. Now, usually this is a victory card as well. So it's victory through clarity and the truth. I kind of feel it's a lot about, you may have become very clear on what you wanted. There's been a lot of fog. There's been a lot of confusion through a lot of this year. Come on. But with the Ace of Swords coming up here, this is about we become clear. We kind of know what we want. We know where we're going. We know what we're doing. We're like, okay, this is the path forward. I have ideas. I know what I'm doing here now. And then there's this. So this is frustrating. There is a sense of frustration here. There is a sense of waiting. But what I like about this, yes, even I like something like this. What I like about this card is that you expect. This is your expectations. You are waiting for something. You're not just, it's not, I mean, if you've had readings from me, I've had said this so many times, that wait and see energy, and not where you've not taken any control of anything. You've not done anything. It's not that kind of an energy. This is more, and I'm sorry to say this, but if you haven't done anything and you're waiting, that's not what this energy is about. This is about work that you have put in. You've made a start in some area. And I do think it got kick-started with some ideas, a new way of thinking, change of perspective, something that you did, some new cycle that you started. And you made a new start. And now you're like, hang on a second, why isn't this coming back to me now? So there is this kind of waiting energy here. And that's got you feeling bored and stuck. And that's maybe why you have the Two of Pentacles coming up in the present. God, the Two of Pentacles, it's a card of Look at this guy. He's up on one leg. He's juggling those two pentacles. And it's almost as if, like, look at this. I think this is what you're being told to do. Look out to sea. Look what's coming in. Because something is coming in. Think about it. All of these cards are about this guy. He has a cup coming in, but he doesn't see it. This is the person that's actually looking out there and waiting for the ships to come in to see what comes in. This is at the heart of your reading, though. You might be being told to do this. Why? Because this is what you're doing at the moment. You're kind of, well, this is trying to keep the balance, making like choices, decisions, but practical everyday stuff. You could be really focused on like something, I don't want to say mundane, but like work stuff or daily stuff, or if I just do this. It's that kind of an energy. Now, but look at this. This is not easy. How long can you do this? You'll get tired, He's up on one leg and he's so focused on keeping those two pentacles up. At some point, he's going to have to put down one of those pentacles and turn around and look at what's going on behind him. But it kind of feels like this. I know some people are going to say this, and I agree. But I'm an Aquarius sun, so, biased. But it's better than this, right? At least I'm doing something, but not really. Because I feel like he's not seeing what's coming in there. This guy's not seeing what's coming in there. And I feel like this card's saying, turn around and look, there's something coming in that you can't see it. Now, for a lot of you, it feels like commitment is coming in. Now, it's not just in a relationship. We have the Hierophant coming in. Now, the Hierophant, it's rules, traditions. I always call it the scaffolding of our life. What do we have there? What do we conform to? What are the rules that we live by? This can be spiritual beliefs. This can be religious beliefs. These can be, institutions of higher learning, companies that we work for. The rules that we have there that we dedicate ourselves to and say, yes, this is how I go forward. So sorry about the fireworks. It's Guy Fawkes tomorrow, but they started early. So yeah, this is what this is about. That, this is commitment. This can indicate marriage. But to me, this is always commitment. What are we committed to? What do we conform to? What are the values that we live by? This is the card for Taurus. Now, think about it. If we have the Ace of Swords as the past energy, which was a new way of thinking, feels like that's what's getting kick-started, like pushed ahead here. What do you commit to? It's almost like putting your money where your mouth is, kind of. That's the kind of sense I'm getting from this. What are you truly committed to? And I know you're waiting. I know you're waiting for something. There's going to be people screaming at the screen right now saying, hey, I've done everything. Like, because you've done everything that you needed to do. You had the idea, you've taken the steps, you've been waiting for your returns to come in. And it's like, hey, I'm not even getting bored. I'm like doing the mundane little things, maybe like defrosting the freezer or whatever it is. Like, that's two pentacles energy. But there's still a sense of that something's getting missed. I do feel like it clears up. But I don't know. Like, with the Hierophant coming up here, because this is a card of commitment. So something it kind of feels like there's a card missing in between these two, don't you think? But it stems from your emotions. Like there's something that you're missing. Because if you put that down and turn around and look, that's your emotions. What's coming in on your emotions? And it feels like you fully commit to something then. Could be fully committing to a person. Could be fully committing to a job. This can be when we're waiting for news, like from overseas, news about a job. Maybe we've filled out all the applications. We've sat the exams. We're waiting for the results to come in of the exams. We might have declared something to someone that we love and we're waiting to see how they react. Because I always see this sword as like the sword that the Knight of Swords would have in his hand as he charges off to fight for what he believes in. It's that sword. It's the sword of truth. So there's been some truth. And it's kind of like, when you've said something and you felt really good about saying that you're explaining your truth to someone. And now it's like, okay, well, the other person's not reacting. What do you want to say back to me? There's that kind of sense coming in here. You're kind of waiting. But I mean, this is solid. This is solid. As much as when I first started learning the tarot, I always say this when the Hierophant comes up. I never liked this card because it talks about conformity. And I guess I always had that kind of healthy dose, still do, but, of breaking the rules, of breaking traditions, of being kind of like some kind of an iconoclast, like just doing whatever the hell I wanted to do. Now I kind of see the value of this. We all need structure. It doesn't have to be religion. It doesn't have to be a company. It doesn't have to be. This is what do we commit to. Sometimes they can be the rules that, you know, our family taught us, that society has, or the ones that we create ourselves and we share with the group. But this is group. This is group thinking to me. This is not just a decision that you make. Because, yeah, this can be a new philosophy that you have for your life. Or see, that could be that you've had a new idea. You kind of feel been stuck thinking about your new idea or your new path. Now you find a group of people who share those ideals. Because this is always a group kind of, that they all share the same values. That's why it's usually like a religion or a company or, you know, institutions of higher learning, families, society, right? The societies that we're in. That's what this says. Now, that's actually a good thing. This feels very grounding, very solid. It is the card for Taurus. Like I said, we had just had a Taurus full moon. So, you know, could be kind of related to something that manifested with that. Like we have the King of Wands coming up as the advice. Some of you are dealing with someone like this. Could be a fire sign, which would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone who has those kind of qualities. As the advice is the crowning energy. Now, this could be... Is this who you're waiting for? Some of you are waiting for this guy. He does show up. But, you know, some of you are waiting for this because with the wands coming in there. But the King of Wands, what's he like? He's larger than life. He's independent. He's confident. He knows what he wants and he knows how to get it. That's his energy. Maybe some kind of truth came out about him in the past because this does sit above the King of Wands. But I mean, this can be a boss. So maybe you're waiting for news from your boss. The only two things that you need to remember is this guy shows up with the goods and it leads to commitment, something solid. Now, the King of Wands, if this is your energy, this is you now suddenly, I think you kind of get tired of waiting then. If this is yours, this is like, because he goes after it. The King of Wands, he doesn't sit and wait. Well, he's sat on his throne here, but you know, he's very much that, you know, he can get it. He can attract it to him effortlessly. Maybe that's why he doesn't have to get off his throne. He can attract it to him. He's very attractive. He attracts people, things, whatever he wants. Wands is manifestation energy anyway, right? The energy we put out into the world. He can attract these things to him effortlessly through his charisma, through his charm, through who he is. So this is your energy. Yeah, and it stems from this. Stems from this idea or clarity or something that you had in the past. It kind of feels like, and I kind of get this, like, you know, you went through this phase, you had your clear ideas of what you wanted, got a new path, it all felt fresh, it all felt good. And then it was like everything just kind of stopped. Now you're kind of waiting. And yeah, you're trying to stay busy, but this might be doing more harm than good. This is about when, you know, we're trying to manage everything. We're trying to say, okay, I'll do this, and maybe this will happen. It's going to happen. And it kind of feels like you've done everything. 3 of Wands says that, right? Let's have a look at your, oracle cards. I got carried away reading it myself. First card that we have from the Romance Angels is Let Go of Control Issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Now, I'm going to admit, I do not like this card. Do not tell me to let go of control issues, but it makes sense. Especially if we're doing this. If we're trying to manage a situation, this is someone who thinks they know best. Like, if I keep these up in the air, everything's going to be great. Everything isn't. And while he's doing that, what's being missed? What cup is being missed? What chance at happiness? What chance at self-love? What chance at emotional growth? Spirituality. This can be a very spiritual reading. Like, you know, with the Hierophant, with the Ace of Swords coming up there. What's being missed? So as much as we don't like it, we have to let go of control issues. And that's just it. I think it will unfold naturally, but it just kind of feels like it hasn't. No one can blame you for getting frustrated. It happens sometimes. And then from the Whispers of Love, we have number 13, miracles and blessings. Everything has its gifts. And this is one of those cards as well. It says, like, no matter what is happening, there is a reason for it. There is a reason that is happening, and it's happening for your highest good. That can be difficult to understand when we're kind of waiting, or, we've done all the work and we're like, where is this? What's going on here? Now, for some of you, it may not even be that you're waiting for something to come in. Maybe you think something's kind of done and it's just left you feeling bored and without hope now, or without any kind of idea of, like, nothing's really inspiring you, because we have number 46, regeneration, coming in from the wisdom of the oracle. Now, this is very much like the judgment card in the tarot. This is where we think something's died, or, we've missed our chance at something. And that could be why you're sat here. Because this is, sometimes the Four of Cups can represent a dream that we have, that, something that we think we really want it, but we've kind of given up on getting it. So we're like trying to make do with what we have. But he looks so miserable because he's like, well, there was that one cup, once upon a time. There it is. And judgment says this about second chances, renewal, transformation, something that is reborn. It speaks about life after death, that, and death after life, like, all of that, the cycle of life. And everything gets reborn. This situation could transform into something totally different. I think it's about commitment for a lot of you. That maybe something's not inspiring you to commit, but it does, because you have the Hierophant in the future. Or, you're waiting for some form of commitment, whether it's acceptance into a college, a job, a relationship, whatever it is. I love this regeneration card because it talks about rebirth. It comes back. Whatever chance you think you've missed. And sometimes it's not even I don't want people to start thinking that, it's just related to like an ex or to a job or something. This can be anything. Sometimes we kind of feel like, especially as you get older, trust me, you get that kind of sense of, I don't think I'll ever be happy again like I was like 20 years ago, or I'll never feel that kind of, that youthful energy again, or that passion. Well, he says you will. So, that's what regeneration is saying, that it will come back again. Now, I love this card. Absolutely love it. We have the Desert Prince, which is about survival and false promises, coming in here. Now, the Desert Prince. This card reminds you that, when you're in the desert, you think it's all dry, it's parched, it's all barren. There's nothing out there. Nothing can survive. But the truth is, there are things out there that can survive. There are like creatures in the sand. There are people that live in the desert, right? This is talking about no matter how harsh the conditions are, you're going to not just survive in these conditions, you're going to thrive. There are some animals that can only survive in the desert. And it's telling you that no matter how difficult the situation is, and that's kind of like sorry, I just hit the mic there. It's very much like the miracles and blessings card. This is keep doing what you're doing, Aquarius. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going to thrive out of this. You are going to thrive out of this. Like this, there's this whole thing of, there's this whole sense of like, even this, like, the regeneration. It looks like nothing can come out of this, but then we've got these beautiful colors and healing and heart energy, and, it's coming out of the soil. And they thought it was dead. Nothing can grow here, but it is growing. Same with the Desert Prince. It reminds you that things might look barren right now. Things might look tough, but you need to keep going. You're doing the right thing. You're moving in the right direction. Keep your eyes peeled, because there is a sense of missing things that are coming in. It's going to lead you to the Hierophant. This represents different things to everyone. It could be the job, the marriage, the wedding, the person, the relationship, the whatever it is. Even if you're just feeling adrift and you can't seem to want to commit to something,